back out for a very late spring day, believe it or not, in the UK, for another fossil hunt here at Ravenscar. It's one of my favourite places, just because you know you're going to find the diversity of things here. It's hard going down, hard going back up, but that means that not a huge number of people do it, and we're heading into the tick season here, and so increasingly few people are willing to risk the ferns, rightly so I would say, to go get these fossils. And so that's what we're going to go do today, is try and get some nice fossils. We'll be back with you on the coast when we do. What a lovely view of this beautiful place in the middle of what I would say has been a pretty good spring, but as you can tell the weather has gone somewhat less nice, and I think we're due for some scattered showers throughout the day, so filming may be a bit intermittent. We'll see what we can do. With the summer quickly approaching, all of the bedrock here is going very green and becoming very slippery, but it's a good reminder that all of the bedrock in Ravenscar and along large chunks of the coast is protected. It is triple SI, so it's legally protected by law. Do not hammer into it, do not chisel things out of it, leave it where it is. There are plenty of things in all of these scree piles that can be found. All of the good things you've seen on my channel have come out of these, or loose blocks like these sort of things, the shale blocks that might have nodules or ammonites in them. Those you can dig stuff out of. Do not touch the bedrock, do not extract stuff out of it. A game of spot the fossil, and there are probably quite a few in this video because I can see quite a few, but there's going to be one good one and lots of smaller ones, so you can see probably bits of ammonites scattered through here, but the thing that's the good one is this. This is a big old Grammoceras ammonite that looks to be in fairly good nick. That's a really nice start, a really nice start. A bit of fossil wood. It may not look like an awful lot, but it's what it is, and if you can see, hopefully in the right light, there's actually the lines going across it, which would be the rings of the tree. A couple of nodules, this one really fresh out of the cliff by the looks of it, this one a bit older. Give them both a tap in a second, but it's a good reminder that even as we go into summer, the cliffs are still active, stuff is still falling out of them. It's why there's always finds to be had on the coast, but it does mean you have to be careful. The only safe place is away from the base of the cliffs. The closer you are to the cliffs, the more dangerous it gets. Not everything you're going to find is a success. A couple of dead nodules there, nothing in them. Not just ammonites, you get some nice bivalves sticking out of some of the rocks as well. There's another one. It's just sat on the top of that one there. I don't tend to collect them unless they're particularly outstanding, and would not count that one as particularly outstanding. I picked this one up thinking it was a DAC with a distinct keel, but actually on closer inspection, when you look at it, you can see a series of nodes, and that's what you know, it's a Grammoceras rather than just a Catacoeloceras. It's a funny old nodule I picked up. I just saw the edge of a keel there, and then picked it up and saw what looks like a little Hildy there. So that might be a little double, and the Hildies don't tend to come in doubles very often, so if that's the case, might be quite an interesting little specimen. I will take that one. Just saw this thing and thought that's a bit of an odd keel, so I'll give it a tap. I think it's just a very flattened DAC, but it's in pretty good shape, especially for a split from here. So I'm going to take that one as is. So this is one of the big rare things that you can get out of the blue-white sandstones. This is a different matrix, you may not be able to tell. The middle I think is gone on this one, but it looks like there's a keel of another one just around the back. So I might just see if I can split in behind here and see if this one will come out, because it might have a better back, and I'll see if this one's any better. I'm sure there's going to be someone going, no, don't do that, in the chat, but that's what the plan is. Just saw the little bit of wood sticking out the bottom here, all the black, and then turn it over and you can see there's a lot more of it all the way through the block, and even on the other side. I had a quick look, because sometimes ammonites wash up against them, but nothing obvious in this block, so we'll go back down like so. But whilst I was walking and looking at that one, I saw a big chunk of Grammoceras. Oh, that's what that is. Unfortunately not complete, but not a bad little cat's paw there. I'm just watching this little bit of cliff for a second because a large amount has just been falling down. You might be able to see there's a lot of mud that the rain has been doing it, but I think right at the very top there's some big cracks and fissures forming that I think are on the verge of going. So I'm going to just keep away from that area for a minute and just see if any more comes down. But that area I think is all going to come down fairly shortly, and then we give it a few weeks to let the tides all wash the debris from away the bottom, and it will spread it out across the beach and we'll find some more things, hopefully. A cute little surprise Hildy. Decent little Grammo, and then there's another one on the back. So I'll take that block as is, I think. And nice little bedding plane of little bivalves, little shells, they're very pretty. But I've got a heavy enough bag so they'll stay here. You can see the block there that I've just been talking about. I've just picked this one up, and it may not look like much and there's some shells in this, but this keel looked a bit different to me. It didn't look like a standard Grammoceras keel. But I looked closer and it looks like there might just be some little tiny nodes running around the inside there. Hopefully you can see that. And if that's the case, it might be a Haugia, which is rare, and I've not got a good one in my collection. I'm not convinced this one's all going to be there, but this block might have some more, so I'm going to take this block as is and just see. I like to tap some of these scrappy nodules sometimes. So you have a look, there's just not a lot there. But every once in a while you get lucky. A little pseudo inside of that one. Saw this little bit here and I was like, ooh, interesting. A bit more keel sticking out there, and a bit more up there, so I'll take that one back. Probably just a DAC, but I never know with some of these. Can you spot the fossil that's made me very excited? How about now? Now it's not that bit of scrap up there, it's this right here. This big fat Catacoeloceras. Sadly some of it's missing there, but that thing is huge. That'll go straight in the bag, that's a beauty. Tapped this one thinking it was a little DAC, but it's actually quite a nice little Grammoceras, so it just needs a little bit taken off there and that'll be good to go. Classic shelly block from Ravenscar, so I thought I'd give it a tap. And that there is not a Grammoceras, that's a Pseudo-Lioceras, probably of the Bulbiensis group, as it looks like it's amongst some other shelly things and possibly another Grammo in there. So that'll go back together and into the bag. Just on the last bit before I'm in the main bay, the first bay at least, it's my favourite little section. We've got Hildy's coming out of the bedrock everywhere, and I love it, but it's just a reminder again, they're all protected, these ones. You don't need to dig them out, there's plenty of Hildy's coming out that can be picked up loose, so don't smack the bedrock, you do not need to. Nice little DAC by the looks of it, although a bit of feeding damage there by the looks of it, but that side might prep okay. Quite a nice little pseudo. Middle's just about there, but missing so much that I think I might leave it. But it's a bit of a shame because those sutures are absolutely gorgeous. Having fun scrambling in the rocks in the first bay, so that's another little Hildy by the looks of that edging there. Then we've got what looks like another little Hildy. And sometimes I just like my little pocket fossils, and that would be what I would call a perfect little pocket fossil. Just saw this and thought, yeah, just a bit of a worn DAC, so I tapped it open, and based on the thickness of it, I think that might be more interesting. Possibly if that's Grammoceras, or possibly another Catacoeloceras, but that'll need some prepping to know for sure. New little pocket fossil for the day, as you can see, teeny tiny, so a little Grammoceras of some description, quite fat bodied, but a cute one, so that'll go in the pocket too. Yeah, just picking up some more scrappy bits, just having a look as we go, and this one turns out to be another Grammoceras. You can see all the nodes and spines going around it, so I might just take this home just to see if this cap will come off and if there's anything good inside. Don't know if anyone's seen, but I've got a couple of prep videos up. I've got a short little one that shows me popping a Grammoceras that looked not dissimilar to this, but the middle when it came off was just stunning. So I'm going to take a few of these maybes and see what they look like when they're prepped. That's going to wrap us up here today at Ravenscar. It's been a pretty good day, to be honest. You come to Ravenscar because you get a diversity of things. Each thing may not be as great as some of the other places, so you're not going to get the dacks that are quite as nice as, say, Port Mulgrave. But what you do get is just such a diversity of species. So we got a nice Hildoceras right at the beginning and several more smaller ones. I've got dacks, Perinoceras, Grammoceras, the probable Haugia, the really nice Catacoeloceras. It's just an incredible diversity. No bone blocks today though, that happens. There was no way I was going to get 3 and 3. That would have been ridiculous. But I'm hoping that some of the things that we found, the cat and the Hildoceras, will become some of the next prep projects, which I'm starting to do now on the channel. We're starting to do some more prep for video, and we'll hopefully get those up fairly shortly. So thanks as always for watching. Any comments or suggestions for things to do, other than getting my microphone sorted out, which is always the issue, let us know, and I'll catch you all in the next one.